So I have thoughts about Diablo 4, everybody. Um, I'm gonna be playing it. Chris and I have had some. I believe we've probably had 7 or 8 conversations about it up to this point because there was always the decision of, am I gonna play this game at launch or am I gonna wait for this game to be out for a few months and then come in and play? I traditionally don't really worry about launches of games where I know I'm gonna be playing a little bit of multiplayer and stuff. I always just usually wait. Um, as far as single player games go, those ones I've definitely still ready to be, day one on. There's a few, titles that I've played as soon as they came out. Like when Starfield comes out, I'm gonna be there like day one. Um, but major launches, it's been a long time for like a multiplayer game or an MMORPG. Um, but going back and forth on it was like, a game like God of War or Jedi Survivor are fun to play, and you'll get some views when the games come out, especially around streams and anything that you do. But once those games are out and kind of over with, they usually die off within 2 weeks. There's the initial rush, and everyone's doing it for like 3, 4 days, and within especially if there's been like early access copies handed out to big streamers and people, and they get to play it, a week ahead of time. You'll see, you know, a lot of information coming out. Um, and it's the same thing here, but the reason I want to mention this is because the cycle is a lot different. Because with a single player game, you've got, let's say, 4 days before the launch and 4 days after launch when the all of the content is really hot. And then about a week after that, it'll be still doing well, but then by that point, it's gone because it's a single player title and people are very much, oh, new thing, rah, and then they're off to other things. We see it with many games, but I think many people are considering Diablo 4 to have a little more staying power because it has the multiplayer element and it's a big franchise. I mean, I would argue this is probably one of the biggest franchise launches in the last 10 years. Um, at least for PCs, for PC games, this is a big deal. Um, I mean, I'm probably exaggerating a little on it, but I mean, Diablo 3 launched like 11 years ago. Anyway, it's a big deal. And I am going to go ahead and play it from launch after discussing it with Chris. This is actually the one area where it's more Chris pushing me to do it than not, because my initial reaction was, I don't know, like I haven't really traditionally on any of the previous Diablo games, I've never like gone in and gone that hard, like in terms of being, doing content creator, being a content creator and doing content around a game like that. I've never done a game like Diablo, because I've always focused more on the MMORPGs. My channel's been built up of like old school RPGs and MMORPGs into modern MMOs, not just old school MMOs. Whereas Diablo has always been like a ARPG, and I don't do a lot of ARPGs on my channel. In fact, if you've watched me play ARPGs over the years, um, which I do occasionally do them, things like Path of Exile, can't get into it. I've tried 3 times now to get into Path of Exile, and I can't do it. I don't know what it is about their games. Um, I just have never felt pulled in. The lore of Diablo, on the other hand, has always intrigued me enough so that I am willing to look past my natural dislike for ARPGs and actually play them um, because of Diablo. I'm very torn at the moment, actually, because that Abomination Vaults um, for Pathfinder is going on right now, the Kickstarter. And I'm looking at it going, considering it has lore behind it, I might actually be convinced to want to try that ARPG out because it's got lore that I know associated with, well, lore that I'm learning. And Diablo is one of those things where the lore is a known factor. So at the end of the day, Chris and I talked a lot about it. She's like, look, you're making content full time now. Um, just go and make content. And I was like, all right. So, um, I don't know exactly what I'll be doing yet with Diablo 4. I know I'll be playing the single player campaign for sure. There's going to be that. But I haven't really spoiled anything for myself in terms of storyline because I did play one of the server slams, but I only played like the first hour and a half or so. Like, I didn't get very far at all. I basically got to the first city, and then after that I was like, nope, I don't want to see anymore. Um, Tried a couple classes up to that point. Um, so I don't know what kind of content there is apart from what I've already seen online, being knowing that, I can at least do videos around each one of the classes in the game. I'm definitely going to be able to do like a leveling guide. I'll definitely be able to do a crafting guide. There's, first impressions video, then there's the actual review video. So there's at least 15 to 20 guides that I can spin out around Diablo 4 just from the launch of the game and playing it for like probably a month. If I dedicate a good month to Diablo 4, I bet I'll be able to get like I think I can get at least, um 20 videos out of it. But then there's the what lifespan does it have beyond that? Because it has, this whole MMO aspect to the game that they've tried to include, and then they have the battle pass. Now, I am not anticipating getting the battle pass when I go into the game at launch. I still haven't even bought the damn thing, so I got to go buy it in the next couple of days. Um, I don't know, in terms of battle pass, like I play Call of Duty without the battle pass just fine. I don't play it all the time. Um, but it's fine for me. I've never felt like I needed to have a battle pass to go have fun playing the DMZ or, some battle royale. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the battle pass for Diablo 4 long term, but I do know that, I can play the base game, I can play it with friends, I can make a bunch of guides around it, level up multiple characters to the cap, see how I enjoy them all. Um, Being able to do all that and get all that content out, um, it should be good, and hopefully it's entertaining to everybody. Like I said, it's going to be somewhat new for my channel because I don't traditionally do ARPGs. Like I think in the 4 or 5 years I've been doing YouTube here on this channel, I think I might have only ever tried like two CRPGs. One of them being Pillars of Eternity. I know there was another one. Um, Might have been three actually, not just two. But it's been very, very few, minuscule in number. Um, anyway, I'm looking forward for people who are going to be coming along for the journey. Don't forget we have a Discord channel down below. So I don't know that I'll be streaming it every single day after it comes out, but I'll definitely be including it in the rotation and probably streaming it heavily the first week or two as I go through the main campaign. But I don't know that I won't do like a complete playthrough on stream. There's just too much that needs to be covered in that game for me to only stream the sessions. I need to be able to, stream when I can, but then also be playing it offline for 6 or 8 hours a day to get the content that I need from various sections. Like, oh, this dungeon, piece of content. Oh, this dungeon, piece of content. That kind of stuff. So there'll be a lot of just, offline recording happening for that game. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all those things to support. Thanks to those of you who do support and show up for the live streams and everything else. Um, yeah, Diablo 4, right around the corner. Hopefully, you guys are ready to enjoy.